we're going to go ahead and jump into our next topic, talking about the 49ers versus Rams Week 2 preview. So obviously the Rams are a team that are in that mode that you were saying, right? Just a couple minutes ago about a team that's paying off their contracts that they used when they went all in about 2 years ago to win the Super Bowl. And really what I want to see from this matchup, I want to see the 49ers continue to keep this intensity, but also continue to stay healthy on the field. I think that's like the most important thing. You want the Niners to, they can't afford to lose many people, because I'm not so convinced that the depth is as good as it was in the seasons prior based on what I've seen in the preseason. But, the starting lineup is very, very good, and we need to keep as many bodies as we can on the field. I want to see, the Rams beat the Seahawks just last week, and I thought the Seahawks were going to be up there with the Niners in the West. So now, I think the keys to the game in order to beat the Rams is going to be shutting down Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell. And in doing that, you got to make sure guys like Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee don't have big games. But, I'm less confident in them than I am in the two receivers that I named, based on like what I saw from week 1.
Well, really, you need to make Matt Stafford uncomfortable.
Yeah, got to make Matt Stafford uncomfortable, because he's typically prone to turn the ball over a couple times per game if you make him uncomfortable, and he'll start to force things into windows that just aren't there. And it's like, Matt Stafford has been revered for throwing no-look passes. And, I would say that he also has some, he probably didn't look passes. Or probably should have looked passes, right?
Yeah.
But I predict that the Niners are going to come out victorious in week 2 against the Rams. It's going to look like Levi South again. The Niners travel well. And one thing I saw, and I didn't mention this in the week 1 recap, but the Niners traveled well even in Pittsburgh, and I could hear "Let's Go Niners" chants on the broadcast. So that was pretty great. I honestly, I don't see a scenario where the Rams beat the Niners unless the Niners just have no answer for their receivers. I don't think Cam Akers is going to beat the Niners. I don't think that Kyron Williams is going to beat the Niners, and Matt Stafford can't do it alone. And what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, it's going to be hard for the Rams, that's for sure. But seeing the way that they played against the Seahawks, and just the way that Sean McVay somehow has the Niners number, I feel like...
No, he doesn't.
No, it's the other way around?
It's the other way around.
Okay, then never mind. Well, then in that case, they're going to get absolutely drilled. And I don't know why. Okay, you're right. Yeah, because the Rams were that top team and the Niners kept beating them every Monday Night Football. You're right.
Yeah, they had won like 6 in a row against the Rams, and then obviously when it mattered, the Niners couldn't pull it out. But
right, that was when. Yes, that's right. Okay, yes, right. I had it completely reversed. Okay, so yeah, this Rams team is not good. They're not as good as I think statistically they looked against the Seahawks. I just, like you said, I don't see them running on the Niners, and that probably in itself will be a problem for them and their passing game, because I feel like they could run on the Seahawks and then they were able to really get their way in the passing game, even though the Seahawks are probably like, oh, no Cooper Kupp, who cares, and thought that they were just going to trample them and get an easy dub, but they didn't. And then the other aspect is, and again, I'm just shocked at how bad the Seahawks were against them, because on paper, other than Aaron Donald, they have nobody on defense, the Rams.
It was really bad look on Geno Smith. It was really bad because he just got paid. And it's like, wow, that's how you play after you just got paid. Like, it was such a great story to see him come back player of the year last year.
Yeah.
But he definitely has to have a bounce back week this upcoming week. I don't even know who the Seahawks play, but
Yeah.
I think the Niners are a completely different animal than the Seahawks, and I really think that I don't see the offense slowing down for the Rams. I think this offense is going to score points, and I think the Rams are going to struggle to keep up, and that's how the way that's
You
how
mean
the
you mean the Niners? The Niners. You're not going to slow down the Niners offense. You're saying?
they're not going to slow down the Niners offense,
Yeah.
and
You said the Rams. I was like, wait, what?
well, yeah, I guess if I said that, then you corrected it, but
Okay.
you're not going to slow down the Niners offense, and I don't see the Rams being able to keep up. It's going to be one of those games where, I would be a little concerned if the Niners struggled against the Rams.
Yeah,
Then again, it's a divisional game. These kind of things happen.
Yeah, I that's the only reason why it could possibly happen. And maybe that's what happened to the Seahawks, but yeah, I think this will be another Niners, ass whooping special.
Like,
Yeah, on paper it should be by a long shot.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. The same core of players have beat some really good Rams teams, and those players had worse quarterbacks, and they still won.
Right.
They had Jimmy battling injuries. They've had, I even think they still won with Nick Mullins, like back in 2020, against the Rams, or maybe Garoppolo was playing on one ankle. Right, he had the high ankle sprain back in 2020. But I think Purdy on this Niners offense is just a different animal, and I'm picking the 49ers to win. And I don't think it'll be particularly close because I'm not gonna bet against Purdy until I see it happen.
Are they playing in San Francisco or LA?
I think they're playing in LA, but it
Okay.
doesn't matter. It's a home game for the Niners regardless, unless
Yeah.
the Rams decide they're not going to sell any tickets and they're going to fill in the stands with AI, like the Chargers did.
Was that so? Were those actual AI or were they just wearing costumes? I
Well, they
saw
were
the
wearing
picture.
they were wearing Chargers gear, so they had. I mean, I don't know any humans that would buy it.
Yeah, but they looked like real people with like fake things on the
I
back of their heads.
I think they were real people with like things, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I was like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Okay, as far as the Rams game, yes, I totally predict the Niners will beat the Rams. What was the score of the Steelers game? Wasn't it like 27-7 or was it 30 something?
I think it was 30-7. Let me double
30.
check. Niners versus Steelers. It was 30-7.
Okay, 30-7. I'll predict 31-10 49ers over the Rams.
31-10
Yeah.
49ers over Rams. I'm not good at predicting scores, honestly. I
Yeah.
can just tell you the way the game should play out, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
That's just a rough estimation. Like I think it should be another ass whooping where it's like the entire game, it's clear the Niners are winning this thing, and then maybe later in the game, the Rams get a touchdown and maybe a couple field goals.
yeah, here's my scoring estimation. Niners a lot, Rams a little. No, hey, the fucking scene from Rocky 3, do you have any predictions for the fight? My prediction? Pain.
Rocky 4, if they die, they die.
If the Rams die, they die. I must break you.
Throw the damn towel.
Come on, Sean, throw the damn towel. Nah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to quickly say we're gonna start keeping tallies of our predictions. So, Mike, you predict Niners over Rams, and I predict Niners over Rams.
Yeah.
So far, we're both 2 for 2 in our predictions.
Between the
We'll
Niners
see
and
at the end of the
Ravens game.
season who predicts more accurately. And if Mike gets the same score as me, just know he's been copying me.
Well, that's the thing is so far, obviously, we've put up the same predictions. Because you said, well, obviously, you said
Well,
the
we have
Bears,
had to have put up the same predictions if we're both like 2 for
right?
2.
And the teams are 1-0, so